Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to learn counters in Japanese. For most people learning Japanese, counters are one of the more difficult parts of the language. This is because the concept doesn't exist or is not widely used in other languages. For those of you who are not familiar with counters, they're basically ways of stating the number of any object. They do exist in English. For example, you say a glass of water instead of a water and a grain of sand instead of a sand, but they're much more common and regular in Japanese. The two most common counters are the tsu counter, which is the generic one used for any object, and the ka counter for days. The tsu will get you through the majority of your counter encounters, but be careful not to become too reliant on it. It will really step up your Japanese if you know how to use the correct counter for each situation. These tips are going to be general to learning any counters in Japanese. There are plenty of much better resources out there to help you actually learn specific counters, so I'm not going to be going over that in this video. So one thing I used to do was count my steps using a counter. I did this especially for the ka and tsu counters, because those were the first ones that I learned. At school, when it was time to go for lunch, I would count each step I took, and I would not take another step until I said the next counter in my head. This was very effective because I didn't want to look like an idiot standing in the middle of the corridor not moving, so I became able to quickly recall each of the counters until 20. When I could walk at a normal pace while counting my steps using each counter, I considered that to be the point where I knew that counter. In the same vein, you can try and count items around your house and say how many of them there are. You can do this randomly, like when you're going out, you say how many pairs of shoes there are by the front door. Or it could be systematic counting, such as when you do the dishes, you count how many you've done. The counter you're using doesn't have to match the item being counted. However, if you're more advanced or looking for a challenge, you could try and match them. You should also take time to record yourself every once in a while, just so you can go back and check your pronunciation and accuracy. Writing them out also helps a lot. You could just list them until 10, and to increase the difficulty, you could try and write them out with their kanji, if they have one. Make sure to check your spelling and accuracy afterwards. This is a good way to track your progress because you can look back at your notebook and see how many you got right last time compared to this time. Another way I was learning was to use a spaced repetition software. These are software such as Memrise, Anki and Quizlet, which I swear I mention every single video, but I'm not sponsored, I just really love them. There's so many out there, so there's probably one out there that you'd like to use. There are also plenty of decks with counters in them that you can download or use online, and these can be a great resource because someone else has already done the work in organising them all together. But you may find it more helpful to make your own decks. These will be more personalised and can help you learn faster. If you want me to make a video about making flashcard decks, leave a comment down below. So that's going to be it for this video. I hope it was helpful in your Japanese studies. If you did find it helpful, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. It would really help me out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.